What if it was a set of sacred laws that every mortal and even the gods were expected to obey?
Today, we're uncovering Zeus' sacred laws in the Odyssey, the ancient rules that determined who lived, who died, and why Odysseus finally made it home.
Unlike Poseidon, who is driven by anger, Zeus represents something much greater: order. To the ancient Greeks, Zeus wasn't simply the king of the gods. He was the protector of justice, hospitality, promises, family bonds, and moral balance. Whenever these sacred laws were broken, Zeus believed punishment was inevitable. Humans often blame the gods for all their suffering, but they bring distress upon themselves by choosing to ignore divine law and overreaching their own fate. Perhaps the most important law protected by Zeus was Xenia. In ancient Greece, every stranger might be a messenger of the gods. Hosts were expected to welcome travelers with food, shelter, and gifts before asking their names. Guests, in return, had to respect their hosts. It was considered an insult. Throughout the Odyssey, we repeatedly see the consequences. Welcome, young prince, to the shores of Pylos. Enter and feast with us.
Here you are among friends.
The Phaeacians provide Odysseus with food, clothing, and entertainment. Because they honor Zeus' law, they receive divine favor. But not everyone obeys. The worst offenders, however, are the suitors in Ithaca. Rather than acting as respectful guests, consume his wealth, insult and refuse to leave. Their abuse of hospitality is their fate.
Zeus also watches over promises and sacred oaths. Breaking one's word was considered a serious offense. Penelope becomes the perfect example of loyalty.
For 20 years I have kept my vigil. I will never surrender hope.
Odysseus remains committed to returning home. Even when offered immortality by Calypso, he chooses his family over eternal life. His loyalty reflects the values Zeus rewards.
Rejection of hubris. Dangerous pride. Hubris occurs when we ignore divine warnings. Odysseus himself nearly falls into this trap. Rejection of hubris. Dangerous pride. Hubris occurs when we ignore divine warning.
I am Odysseus, son of Laertes, king of Ithaca! Father Poseidon, hear me, and curse this proud man!
By the time Odysseus finally reaches home, the suitors have abused hospitality. They have disrespected the royal family. They believe no consequences will ever come. But Zeus has been watching. When Odysseus strings his great bow, justice finally arrives. The Odyssey isn't simply a story about monsters, storms, or impossible adventures. At its heart, it is a story about justice. Those who follow these principles earn the favor of the gods. Those who ignore them eventually face the consequences. Thousands of years later, because they're not just ancient Greek beliefs, they're reminders that every society depends on respect, loyalty, compassion, and justice. And perhaps that's why the Odyssey remains one of the greatest stories ever told.
If you enjoyed this journey into Greek mythology, don't forget to like, subscribe, and join us for more untold secrets from history and legend. Until next, is for watching.